Hello, children. The poem which we are going to discuss today is No Men Are Foreign. This is a short poem and very simple poem by James Kirkup. James Kirkup was an English poet of 20th century, and he has written this short poem which is very simple and easy to understand. Okay, the theme of this poem is universal fraternity or brotherhood. Fraternity means brotherhood. The theme is universal fraternity or brotherhood. The title of this poem is No Men Are Foreign. That means people who live in different countries are like you. They are not the foreigners, isn't it? No men are foreign. Foreign means a foreign country. Okay, but here foreign means distant, far off person. No people are distant and far off. Okay, they are not the foreigners. They are the men like you. Men means it includes women also. Okay, they are the men and women like you. They are the people like you. So thus he has very effectively dealt with the theme of universal brotherhood in this poem. Well, then the introduction goes like this. Have you ever thought of some people as strange or other countries as foreign? We have many ways of thinking of other people as different from us, as them. They may belong to a different country or speak a different language. In this poem, however, the poet reminds us of the many ways in which we are all the same, for we are all human. That means we are all human beings, and to whatever country we belong and whatever language we speak, we are the same human beings. Okay, we have the same body of flesh and blood. Okay, we have the same physical appearance irrespective of the color of your skin. There might be variations in the color of your skin, but they are all humans. We are all humans, isn't it? In this way the poet has dealt with the theme of universal brotherhood or fraternity. The first stanza goes like this. The poet says, remember, no men are strange, no country is foreign. Beneath all uniforms, a single body breathes. Like ours, the land our brothers walk upon is earth like this in which we all shall lie. Remember, the poet emphasizes, he says, remember, no man are strange. They are not the unknown or the strange persons. Okay? No countries are foreign. Beneath all uniforms means actually the soldiers of different countries wear different types of uniforms. The Indian soldiers wear a particular kind of uniform. Okay, the Japanese soldiers uniform might differ, and similarly the American soldiers uniform might differ. Okay, so but beneath means under all these uniforms a single body breathes. You can take this word uniform in the most extensive way. The uniform here you can take as costumes or the dresses which the people put on in different countries. Okay, so whatever might be their dresses, but the body is same. Whatever might be the color of their skin, but the body is same. Okay, so beneath all uniforms or whatever costumes and dresses and uniforms you put on in whatever country you live, but it is a single under it or beneath it a single body breathes. Their physical constitution or their appearance is like yours. Okay, this is what the poet says, and he says, like ours, they are like us. The land our brothers walk upon is earth like this in which we all shall lie. We all shall lie means after death we are buried under the earth. In Hindus, they burn the body. In other communities, in many other communities, they bury the dead body under earth. The Christians bury the dead body, isn't it, in coffin? Hmm? So, so is earth like this, that means in all countries the earth is same. The soils type might differ, but the earth is same. Earth is like this, okay, and in which we all shall lie. That means after death, in the same earth, whatever the country it might be, but in the same earth, under the same earth, we all will be buried, the poet says, when we are dead. Well, the second stanza goes like this. They too, aware of sun and air and water, are fed by peaceful harvests, by war's long winter starved. Their hands are ours, and in their lines we read a labor not different from our own. Okay, the poet in the second stanza says, they too, aware of sun and air and water, are fed by peaceful harvests. This harvesting season is peaceful. That means when the new crop has grown and the grains are collected, that season is called the harvesting season, isn't it? That season is peaceful. The farmers are involved in this work, isn't it? They are engaged in this work, and the harvests are always peaceful. Along the countryside, you can see. By war's long winter starved. Winter season is very severe, very cold season in the Western countries, isn't it? So here, the war is like winter, and the war are always destructive. People starve. There are many calamities, man-made calamities because of war. They are starving, okay? So many of them are killed, isn't it? And there are so many ways people suffer because of war. So the wars are like long winter starving means going without food, isn't it? So wars are compared to the long winter, during the winter season it's cold and there is not much vegetation all around in the countries, in the Western countries, and the birds and the animals might not get enough fodder to the animals might not get enough fodder over there, isn't it? Huh? So for winter, even the insects and the birds and the animals, they collect food and store, because this winter season is very severe season, isn't it? Very uncomfortable season when it is very extremely cold. So here the wars are compared to that winter season, which is the season of starving, going without food, and it is just in contrast with the peaceful harvest. That means the peaceful season when the farmers harvest their grains and collect their grains, and they are very happy. These are the peaceful times, okay? And the time of war is just opposite to that, okay? So their hands are ours, and in their lines we read a labor not different from our own. It is very clear. They have the hands like ours. The lines of their hands are the same like us, and they are also laborious like us, okay? Their labor, their hard work is not different from ours. It is like us, okay? So they are aware of sun and air and water. Sun, air, water is everywhere the same, okay? And they are peaceful during the season of comfort like harvest season, and they are starving, or they are very or the wars are the painful experiences for all human races on this world, in this world, okay? So this is how the poet has explained beautifully the this peaceful harvests and long winter season, starving season in this stanza, okay? And he says the labor is same, theirs and ours. Well, then the next stanza, my dear boys and girls, well, it runs like this. The poet says, remember they have eyes like ours, that wake or sleep, and strength that can be won by love. In every land is common life that all can recognize and understand. The poet says here, you see, they remember. Again, he has used this word, remember. That means he's trying to, as if he's trying to emphasize that you shouldn't forget, you must remember. He says, okay. He says, remember, they have they have eyes like ours that wake or sleep, and strength that can be won by love. You can't win a strong people with strength, because if you fight, you quarrel or fight with him, any one will either be defeated or killed, isn't it? If the fight or the uh, fight is very severe or very deadly, then one may lose the life, isn't it? But but the poet here says that the strength can be won by love. If you rule over others' heart with love in your with love in your heart, if you offer the love of your heart to the others, you have an affectionate heart, then you will definitely win over them. You can definitely win over them. Even if a person is very strong, even stronger than you can't defeat him if you fight physically. But if you have a very affectionate and loving heart, you can just win over him. So this is the best way of defeating the others. You can win over them, okay, and they will be very friendly with you. So this is what the word means here. And a strength that can be won by love. You can win others' heart by love, even if the man is very strong. In every land is common life that all can recognize and understand. It's very simple. Common life is there of all people. You can very easily recognize and understand this thing. Okay, common human activities are going on. Same farming, same business, and other human activities are there in different types of different lands on this earth. So this is what the poet has said in this stanza, my dear boys and girls. And the next stanza, well, it is like this. Well, he says, let us remember, whenever we are told to hate our brothers, it is ourselves that we shall dispossess, betray, condemn. Remember, we who take arms against each other. Here, this stanza is very beautiful. Here, the poet seems to be giving the message of love and not that of hatred. He says, let us remember, we shouldn't forget, we should remember, whenever we are told to hate our brothers. Who tells us to hate our brothers? Or who tells us to hate our enemy? Suppose there is a war between one country and the other. There is some sort of enmity and hatred. Of course, all people do not hate, but in general, you can see that they consider the others as their enemies. Okay, so whenever we are told to hate our brothers, either during war or in life, individual life also, you can see, if you are told to hate the people of other races, okay, it is ourselves, the poet says, if you are told by people. Who tells you? The people tell. Okay, when the war is there, even the government might uh, uh, tell you to hate the enemies. Of course, there are some people who are very fastidious in this regard. Okay, so whenever we are told to hate our brothers means the people of the other countries. It is ourselves that we shall dispossess, betray, condemn. That means we are not hating the others. If we are told to hate the others, they are like us. We are not hating the others, but we are hating our own people. We are hating ourselves. We are dispossessing ourselves. We are not possessing them. We are dispossessing. We are not holding them. Isn't it? We are dispossessing ourselves. We are betraying ourselves. Meaning I have given here. Betraying means we are abandoning or we are forsaking, we are cheating ourselves. Betray means you be disloyal to somebody and you betray somebody. That is called betraying. You are disloyal to somebody, isn't it? So if you are told to hate others, that means you are not hating the others. You are hating yourselves. You are hating yourselves, isn't it? You are abandoning or forsaking or leaving company of your own people. You are cheating your own people. That means you are cheating or forsaking or abandoning or betraying yourself because they are like us. And you are condemning. Condemn means disapprove or doom. Okay, suppose the thing has become out of date, you condemn it. There is also one meaning. Okay, but here doom or disapprove, you are disapproving, you are dooming. Okay, the not the other people but yourself. So here you see, to, whenever we are told to hate our brothers, it is ourselves that we shall dispossess, betray, or condemn. That means we will not dispossess or betray or condemn the others if we are told to do that. But we will be dispossessing, betraying, or condemning ourselves because they are our own people. They are like our own kith and kin, our own very close relatives, or just like our own brothers and sisters. This is what the poet means here. Remember, again, the poet emphasizes, remember, we who take arms against each other. Countries fight, and they fight the destructive wars. History shows in the Middle Ages and even before them, many devastating and destructive wars were fought. Okay, countries fight the wars. Okay, but they are fighting the wars against whom? They are fighting the wars against the people of the other countries, considering them as foreigners. But there are certain wars in the history you can see where the catastrophe was so great that even those who won the war couldn't enjoy the winning. That's why we shouldn't take arms against one another. Each other here means one another. We shouldn't take arms against one another. We should live as a single, one human community on this earth. We should share this earth in a very peaceful manner, like 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 the animals and the birds. They share this earth. They do not fight. They do not quarrel. In the same way, we, the human beings, should learn the lesson from the environment, and we should share this earth very share this earth commonly, and without harming the others, because the earth is same for us. It is not ours, it is for all. This is what this stanza means, my dear boys and girls. The last stanza is, it's the human earth. It is the human earth that we defile. When we defile the human earth, when we take arms against each other, when we fight against others, then we defile earth. We violate the sanctity of this human earth, isn't it? We make it impure. Defile, we make it impure, isn't it? The human earth it gets defiled, it becomes impure when we fight against others. When the wars are fought, there is so much of bloodshed, isn't it? Many people become homeless. Many people lose their children, their wives, their mothers and fathers during wars. And there is a loss of property and life during wars. And that way, if we think the earth is defiled, it has become the earth has become impure because of war. So we shouldn't fight wars. We should live the life of peaceful existence. So when we take arms against each other, it is the human earth that we defile. Human earth means the earth which is meant for all. So we make it dirty, we defile it. This is what the poet says. Then the next line: our hell of fire and dust outraged the innocence of air that is everywhere our own. Our hells of fire and dust. This is the situation during war. The wars are like hells. The wars do not give you the heavenly experience. They, uh, even if you become victorious and you lose the people, you kill the others. The experience which one has is not a very pleasant experience. It is the hellish experience, isn't it? So our hell of fire and dust. There is so much of fire and so much of dust during war. During the Middle Ages, they used to fight wars on huge grounds, you see, and they used the horses and the elephants in the war. So much of dust and din was there. Okay, so much of fire was there. Fire means they use the firearms. In the Middle Ages, they use the swords and the other weapons. Okay, so the meaning is this: so human earth that we defile, our hells of fire and dust, that means the situation of war, outrage the innocence of air that is everywhere our own. The air is impurified. Outrage means violate, strike or disregard, violate. So our wars, the wars create fire and dust, and the innocence of air, the pure air is defiled. The pure air is made impure when we fight war and there is fire and dust. So our hells of fire and dust outrage the innocence of air. The air is innocent. The air is innocent means the air is pure everywhere, but it is made impure and poisonous because of the wars, and that's why the wars are like the hells. Okay, so outrage the innocence of air that is everywhere our own. So we are defiling, we are destroying the sanctity of air or the purity of air, which is our own everywhere. The air in this country and the air in the other country is the same air. Air on the whole planet Earth is the same, and the sanctity, the purity of that air is destroyed if we fight wars and cause fire and dust. This is what the poet means, and he emphasizes that you should remember, you shouldn't fight against the others. You should live the life of peaceful existence on this planet Earth. That way, the planet Earth can be made a sacred planet and a beautiful planet where you will be sharing the others' sorrows, and they will be sharing your joys. This is what the poet means in these lines. Okay, the last line is: remember, no men are foreign and no country is strange. The meaning is very clear. They are your own. They are not the foreigners. They are your own people, and their countries are not the strange countries. They are the countries known to you. You know them. They know you. So in this way, the poet has very beautifully, very vividly conveyed the message of universal brotherhood. So there the poem ends, my dear boys and girls. There are the questions. In the end, you attempt them, and some additional questions also will be given. And in case of any difficulty, any problem, you can just talk to me. That's all for today. Thank you so much for watching this video.